Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Now, I was thinking some sculpting ideas. I was also thinking for people who want to start sculpting dough and clay and things like that, what better way to start than a relatively cost-effective clay that you can make yourself. So let's go with a classic salt dough. Now, I haven't made any of this in ages, so this will be fun. The one I'm going to be doing, as an example, is 500 grams of flour, plain flour, 250 of salt, just like table salt or any fine salt you've got, and then 125 milliliter of warm water. So we're going to get messy. I'll just stir that salt in there. And I'm going to put all of this water in to begin with, and then if I need some more, I'll go get some more. And you want this to make a firm dough. This might even need more water. Because you want it to be firm, but you don't want it to be that firm. I'm going to add this half a time at this point. Right, we're going to get it out of here so we can start kneading on the tabletop. Now, I'd say that took nearer 250 water, 250 mils water than 125. We're going to knead it until it's nice and smooth. Got a bit of spring to it. I want to see if it holds detail or will it just puff back up. I think we're there. Right, well, I'm going to stick the oven on. Right, all cleaned up. Got some bits out, did not put that away. Put that over there. So I've got the oven on warming up. And I have a baking tray with some baking paper on that so it doesn't stick. And I was having a think in between all of that. I'm going to cut this into 3. We're going to do 3 little experiments. So we're going to sculpt with some of it. We're going to roll out. That does cut really smooth. We're going to roll out and use cookie cutters with a portion of it. And then, because we're going to paint those, then I thought, well, what if we try and colour this, maybe marble it with some food colouring? So that's what we'll do with another portion of it. So let's put those up there. We will go with rolling it out first. Now, this does not feel like it's going to be sticky enough to stick. So you can flour your surface, but I'm going to see how we do without flouring. We're just going to roll out. So I'm going to try, what's this? This is about 10 mil, or like 1 centimetre thick. And it's not sticking, so that is good, and it is coming out pretty smooth, which is also good. And it's not shrinking back in on itself. So let's get right up there. Yep, they'll both fit, lovely. Get a gingerbread man out. And let's try and get a Mickey face out. Now, I've never tried this before. So apparently we do it like this. We'll stick that back together and roll it out in a second. And then we plunge this in for detail. So let's find out if this works. I don't know how hard you have to press, so I'm pressing quite hard. Okay. We have a face there. So we'll also pop him up there for now. We'll see if any of that detail keeps. I'll pop these for wash in a moment. And yes, so far we have not had to put any extra flour down. It's not sticking to the surface at all. It's not sticking to the rolling pin at all. This is proven, at this stage anyway, it's feeling like it's really good salt dough. Right, let's get out a little flour. Little star. May as well do a couple of little stars. We'll try and freehand a moon. For our idea of a mobile, we can get away. Just using the kebab skewer. Right, so we're not going to do anything else to those. This guy, can we turn him into a Christmas tree decoration? So let's get something that's a bit bigger. Just use the back of a paintbrush. That's quite big. Try not to press my nails into him. Let's give him some little features. Little dicky bow tie. Let's try with the flour. See if this will work. So we made a little flower. We'll leave that one as it is and we'll paint. So we've got a plain canvas. So we've got some little 2D ones. So I'm going to stick them in the oven now. A lot of bacon in the oven later. And we have round 1 and round 2. So round 1, following the instructions, having it at 150 no fan, resulted in, you can see that, quite a bit of puffing, going a bit hollow, a lot of puffing. This one shows it the most. So they all puffed up and bubbled, you know, puffy bubbles. Round 2, I went for as low as the oven could go, so it was 50 on no fan. Oh, and these were all in for around about between an hour and a half to 2. This was in for about 5 hours before I decided enough was enough, and we'll just roll with it. We'll paint them and we'll seal them. That's why there's glue. There's also glue for the glitter, but we'll also use the glue for sealing, though we might not need to worry so much about sealing because I'm using acrylic paint. I think if you use poster, you'll definitely want to seal them if you want them to last. So we'll paint first, then we'll look at what we're going to do, glitter. So we'll go with our lumpy, bumpy Mickey first. We'll also see how the paint takes to them. I think it's going to be a bit like the air drying clay, for those of you that have seen that video, where this is going to soak up, because it's such a dry surface, it's going to soak up the paint and dry really quickly. And it is, because I can feel it, it is drying so quickly on the underside that it risks pulling itself back off. So we're going to have to move quick or water the paint down. We'll finish off Mickey and then we'll flash forward for the painting of the rest, and we'll have a little play with the glitter. I can't remember if Mickey has a red nose or a black nose, so I'll have a look at that in between flashing forward. Family called, because it's my birthday soon, to make arrangements for him to come and see me. So I didn't know what I was going to do or not do, just I knew I wasn't going to do this, because I said I was going to do that. Or glitter, because I said I was going to do that. I did have a look and see the old Mickey's black and white, with a black nose throughout, and slightly more modern Mickey is peachy. So peachy over there, black and white down here. They're going to dry. I'll do the red tongue in a second. So let's look, and I just yellowed up the moon because he was going to get glittered. Let's have a look at this flower, glitter a star, and then we'll flash forward with the rest. We'll think about the gingerbread man. So, obvious thing first, as far as the flower goes, is the centre bit, the pollen bit. That's nice and obvious. Now the rest of the flower isn't so obvious. Let's see if we can, how wet can we keep this if I put it on thick enough. I want to see if I can drag the red into the whitey colour. I'll put it on quite thick and wet it to try and keep it draggable. Right, let's see how this works. Not too bad. I'll let that dry. And we will go round the back of all of these. Oops, when we're done. That's just while we're here, before we swap to glitter. Right, we're going to make a little glitter mess down here. See this star just glittered. Get this brush. And then after this point we'll flash forward to see our results. Well, it's very sparkly. Right, we're going to flash forward at this point. So I'll finish off painting, finish off whatever's going to happen here and happen here. Right, our part 1, making salt dough and cookie cuttering, is done. We have our round 1, as well as over here, our round 1. I'm not going to move it right now, because until I glue the stars, well, I'll have to move it to show you. I made a mobile. Now, I haven't glued any of these in place, so each time I've gone to move this, I have also... How did I get you like that? I don't know. I found a way. I have also managed to knock... There we go. Knock it and knock the stars off, because it's balanced at the moment. So I'm going to put that back up there. We'll get a close-up of it in a second. Let's try not to knock any more stars off. So I just keep leaving glitter bombs everywhere. So gingerbread man first. Pretty cool, pretty puffy. He is what he is. He would work better on lower and slower like round 2 did. This one might require a bit of explanation because I can't remember whether I recorded this particular happening. I know I didn't record what I did to it. It was all puffed up. This was the super, super puffy one. So I punched it out and dropped food colouring in and watched it spread. So that's had a really cool effect. This flower's come out pretty well. The paint has taken well. The seal has taken well. It looks like what it is. It's a chunky flower. So yeah, and the puffing again has worked for this one in its favour because it's brought the petals up a little bit more. First attempt Mickey. Black and white-ish. Very puffed up ears. Slightly puffed up around the nose, mouth area there, which sort of works in his favour because that's how he is. He's a little bit more protruding there. So it's not the worst result. Then round 2, lower and slower, we have a flat. Like if I touch all corners, you don't hear it, apart from there a little bit. We have a flat Mickey in colours that I checked for reference. A peachy face, a red tongue, a black ears, a black nose. He's come out pretty cool. You can see all the baking paper ripple effect on the back. I've yet to work out how to avoid that. But apart from that, he's perhaps, as far as wanting a flat, cooked result, he's come out the best. So we'll get the camera up on these, and I'll get the camera up on the mobile, which is hanging up over there. So you can all see in a little bit of detail where we're at. Gingerbread man. Just so you can see him. I won't talk about all the puffy bits all over again because I've already done that. The flower. When I cracked that open, that was kind of like a slice of bread. So it was interesting to see the colour, because I just dropped on with a cocktail stick, I think, colour into points and then just let it do its own thing. This one's come out the tidiest and the most obvious, and I will re-mention this bit because it's worth it. Like the puffed up bits does work for this one because it makes the petals more pronounced. First attempt Mickey. There we go. Now you can see what I'm talking about. With the puff, and the puff. But it does work for him. Mickey does have a face shaped a bit like that. A bit more prominent, of course, but... And then Mickey round 2. where we have got it completely nailed. It is nice and flat. It is baked through. It's not uneven. Tiny bit up in that corner, but that's okay. And that's that rippling from the baking paper. I've yet to work out how to avoid that. And then over here, the mobile with the glitter stars that rain glitter each time I touch them. Now, I'm not going to move that right now. All I've got left to do to this, which I'll do in my own time because it's nothing that's going to impact what's going on now, is I'm going to trim these couple of loose bits. I didn't do that as I was putting it together because each time I moved this, one fell off. So I'm going to put a dot of glue around the string, a dot of glue across the top of each of those, and then it won't go anywhere. And I'll be able to move it around safely. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I quite like it. It's simple, it's fun. That's just thread as well, just like down there thread. So yeah, that is the end of part 1. If you've enjoyed this, part 2 will be up in the not too distant future, and that's when I'm doing sculpture. Part 3 will be food dye. So yeah, look forward to that if you're interested in salt dough and seeing where I go with it. So thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you some ideas. Not too much more to be said with this one. It is what it is. A lot of people would have tried salt dough come this point. If you haven't, it is fun. It is easy. And it's a cheap thing to start play sculpting with. You can break into the world of sculpting easy with it. You haven't got to expect the best results. It'll just give you a feel for moulding something with your hands. Even if it's just printing out like this, you can freehand cut stuff out. That's what I did with the moon up there. Or you can use cookie cutters and experiment painting. So, like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.